Hello, everyone. I'm Annette Anthony, your Director of Corporate Engagement for Exit Realty Corp International. Here's to the first Techinar of 2024, and we're going to have a much-needed conversation about the importance of your real estate brand. And I can assure you it is not your logo, okay? It's what others learn about you based on the accessible information they're consuming about you. Now, have you seen it lately? Now, when I ask you that, I don't want you to just look at it from your perspective. I want you to look at it from the perspective of the consumer. Now, you should look because it's never one and done, okay? For many of the agents who take the time to put their branding out there, it's not just, okay, I'm done, check the box, and then you're finished. It's not. It's an ongoing opportunity to really help others to get to know you before they get to know you. So are you ready to have some fun? I hope you are. I want you to grab pen and paper because I have a lot to share. So I'm going to just stop my webcam for just a moment, but I'm going to see you in just a little bit. All right. Let's get your pen and paper and learning ready to go. First of all, when it comes to your branding, right, it's up to you. So as an independent contractor, it is up to you to ensure that you're leveraging your brand in all that it offers so that you can connect and serve with more clients. So what does that mean? It means you need to be the advocate for yourself. You need to look online to see how you look. You need to talk to your corporate brand and find out what are some tools and resources available to you to ensure that you're properly branded. How about the design? Is that something that you're going to leave to yourself? Now, for some individuals who love to create their own design online, that also requires a lot of time, and time is money. Another thing to consider when it's up to you and your branding is taking a look at how your brand is going to look across all different types of media, whether it's digital, print, online, offline. And also, who are you going to collaborate with to ensure that your branding is always fresh and ready to go? Now, I can tell you this, when you join Exit Realty, we have a very proactive approach. We actually call each associate to welcome them on board. And then what we do is we provide them with what's called an agent success plan, which is a 4-week immersion into Exit Realty with a step-by-step blueprint of everything you need to properly brand yourself, everything you need to leverage the tools. We have resources for you to write your goals, and we even provide you with the list to go to by name if you need help with our franchise support team. Now that's important, but let's now talk about your public profile. Here's an example of what you would see at Exit with your public profile. Now, once it's completed with all of your information, which includes your photo, your completed bio, or biography, social media links, all of that will be added across all of your Exit tools. Now, you can also see how your image will display across all of your tools. Now, have you ever seen bios where the photo is cut off and it looks terrible? Listen, I have. And we have cropping tools that will help you do that. You know, will help you improve your photo. Or what you can also do is you can give our franchise support team a quick call and they're going to fix it for you if you ask them. Now, like right now, if you're an associate and you notice that your profile picture on our exitrealty.com website needs adjusting, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just take a moment, send a chat to our franchise support team, whether you're on the resource center or you are on demand and you've got your mobile phone in hand, connect with our franchise support team and ask them to fix your photo. That's easy, and you can immediately take that off your list of things to do. Now, when it comes to branding, I want to share with you what it means to us and areas of opportunities that we take great lengths to make sure that you look great and that it saves you a lot of time. First of all, on exitrealty.com, we have resources for buying, for renting, for selling. We have consumer content. We also have specific real estate insights and count of current listings by property type. Now, don't be fooled. Consumers will go to your corporate website to find you. And when they find you, it's very important that your information is completed. But having those additional resources is definitely a bonus. I want to share with you a quick story. I met a real estate agent who's been in the industry for 4 months. Her corporate company, huge brand, did not even have her updated photo or any photo on their corporate website. So right there is an opportunity when you put your consumer goggles on and you go to your corporate website, go and search for yourself. What is the consumer going to see, which is very important. The other is our office and agent websites. We pull in your branding, your office listings, and we enable you to add local content. Your office website as well as your agent website are just some of the tools that you'll be using on a regular basis to showcase to consumers that you are who you say you are. Now, we also have sponsoring tools, which we introduced this resource to our associates in 2023, which mirrors what our website is, joinexitrealty.com. Associates with a sponsoring role, what we've done is we've pulled their branding in so that it makes introducing great agents into Exit Realty even easier. So these sponsoring tools can be found very easily in our resource center. And what our associates love the most is completely branded with everything about them. We also consider all of our lead generating tools, and we make sure to completely brand them, making your first connections with your contacts or ongoing relationships, that reinforcement, we make sure that your branding is always on point. Now let's quickly talk about digital ads. First of all, our digital ads are really powerful. The hardest part for associates, I believe, is when they're connecting their Facebook business page. I think that that's probably the biggest challenge, because what I've learned is prior to them coming to Exit Realty, they've neglected their business pages. But what we do is we give them the ability to use our default business page so they can immediately start branding themselves while they work on their business page, okay? We also make sure in their digital ads that all of their listings are automatically generated in their digital ads. They love that, as well as their brand. Now for digital presentations, these are an incredible time saver. Not only do we pull in our associates' branding, but we build them a thoughtful presentation for them so that they don't have to. Presentations for buyers, for sellers. We also create a presentation for them to use to invite agents into Exit Realty. Now, these digital presentations can be sent from their desktop or on the go from their mobile device. The important thing here is the time that it saves can be the difference between you prospecting and serving more people, or you using that time to build resources and then add your branding to it. Now, I love a good Canva project. Do you? And don't get me wrong, but if you don't have to spend the time, isn't it great not to have to spend the time? At least that's what we believe. Now, today's presentation is about 4 perspectives. So your pen and paper is really important right now, because how you see yourself, the general public sees you, the real estate industry, and the clients you've served is very important. First of all, let's talk about you. LinkedIn is one of the oldest and most popular and still relevant professional networking platforms where you can showcase your skills, your experience, and your achievements. Making sure to regularly update your profile with new accomplishments, skills, any work history is incredibly important on LinkedIn, even still. The next one is your professional websites. If you have a professional or a personal website, ensure that your bio and your contact information, your designation, any recognitions and the areas that you serve, make sure that they're all up to date. Now, this is crucial if you use your website for personal branding or career purposes. You also want to watch for dates or time-sensitive information in your professional website, specifically in your bio, so that you can update it. Here's an example. If you talk about that you've been in the industry for 5 years, but actually it's been 5 years since you've updated your bio, you are now in the industry for more than 10 years. So those time-sensitive informations is what you need to update. Next, let's talk about social media. Social media platforms, depending on your industry, consider updating profiles on all of your social media, whether it's X like Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Ensure that your bio reflects your current status and interests. And we have a lot of great resources at Exit Realty Corp International for you to update your cover photo, I mean, Canva is great for that, and they do offer some really nice templates, but it's really easy for our associates to go to Facebook, for example, at Exit Realty Corp International, and they can go into our photos and specifically go to cover photos. And there they have a whole library of cover photos that they can use. These are turnkey solutions that they can just save to their desktop and then upload them into Facebook. We also have our marketing center, which allows associates to use tons of graphics to implement in their social media strategies, already branded. So that makes time saving really, really important. The other is industry specific platforms. Now, this is a big one. For instance, real estate is a lot of specialized platforms and social circles where professionals connect. So for example, realtor.com, realtor.ca, Zillow, homes.com. There are profiles here on each of these platforms that help you stay visible. It's not one and done. Make sure that you update your contact information. There's a bio there. Update your bio, your specializations. That's an opportunity. How about Google My Business? Make sure that your Google My Business listing is up to date. Now, this is really critical for local businesses, which is what you are. Independent contractors or professionals offering services in specific locations to provide accurate and complete information to consumers who are searching online. Now, what I want you to consider is every time you engage with an individual, think about your Google My Business and seek 5-star reviews so that you can add those to your Google My Business page. It's a lot easier than you think. All you have to do is ask. Additionally, what you can do is when they post a 5-star review, ask them to add a photo. Now, for those exit associates, here's a very important tip. Many of our exit associates have been featured in our corporate blog, Real Estate Industry Leaders. Did you know that you can add those articles to your Google My Business page? You can. It's really easy to do. And you should, because it's going to save you some time. And those are great stories that need to be shared. Here's another opportunity. How about your email signatures? Your email signature is often an overlooked place for updates. So ensure that it includes your latest job title, your contact information, any relevant links that you believe would be important. First of all, check the links, make sure that they work and that they're not broken. How do you do that? Well, just send yourself a test email. Your links will be included and they'll be live, so you'll want to check those. Professional memberships are also very important. So if you're a member of professional organizations, this is a great opportunity for you to update your profile on their websites. Now, this is especially important if these organizations have directories or platforms for member profiles. Very, very important. And keep in mind that regularly updating your profiles on all of these platforms ensures that your online presence accurately reflects your current status, your skills, and of course, your achievements. Now there's more. Let's talk about the general public because there's a lot here to pay attention to. Now, your prospect is going to search everything they can to get to know you before they actually get to know you. So think of your bio as a nice to meet you section where you can share what you do, where you do it, what you specialize in, and you can share more about why you do it. Now, what we have for you is we have a 7-page tip sheet that we're going to share with you that's going to help you to refine your bio. Be sure that you use this tool as you're rebuilding your bio. I would imagine that you're going to find some great tips to enhance your bio as well. You also want to talk about your community. Actually, before I talk about community, let's talk about reviews. Now, if you've been in the business for any length of time, the general public wants to know what it was like to work with you. So having no reviews is definitely a flag. Now, I've met a lot of real estate agents that I've had the opportunity to meet, and one of the first things I do before I have an appointment is I do some research. And I absolutely go across all the various platforms because I want to get to know them. I want to do my research first. And oftentimes what I'll do is I'll find on those different platforms like on realtor.ca or Zillow, they don't actually have reviews and they've been in the business for 10, 15 years. So what does that say? It says a lot. Probably something that you would think, It doesn't say very well if I've been in the industry for any length of time and nobody is talking about their experience and how good it was and why specifically they would refer me to someone else. So reviews are very, very important. The general public really believes in other individuals sharing what it was like to do business with you. Now, community is very important as well because individuals want to know, how involved are you with your local community? So many agents that I see out there are incredibly involved with their community. So keeping that information public, where you're sharing what you're doing with the community, what your contributions are, the time that you spend in your community and what you're doing with them is very important. And you want people to know. Your expertise, this is your chance to share what you're learning and making sure that you're sharing that wisdom to help others, specifically for buyers and sellers. With now, we have such a shifting market that there's a lot of education and knowledge. What are you learning? I would imagine that you're learning quite a bit. The next question is, how are you sharing that information? Regular posts to share what you're doing. Maybe you include it in your monthly newsletter. That will give your audience knowledge about what you're doing to refine your expertise. And then there's also proof. This is your chance to show the general public that you love what you do. And it's for example, like preparing for an appointment, the research that you're doing, the time that you enjoy with your clients. I would love to see that you share why working with you is a great decision. And social media makes it so easy to snap several photos. You can put it into a reel on Instagram. There's just so many micro moments throughout the day where you can highlight your passion. So I'm encouraging you to share those. Find those opportunities throughout the day. Now, the industry. Now, there are key qualities that agents look for when referring business to another agent. So this is very special because referrals are so important, but there's a lot of things to look at. So let's talk about professionalism. So this includes your photo and a completed bio. I could tell you this, I've talked to many agents who have asked, that they've reached out to an agent that they really wanted to work with, but when they went to their bio, when they went to their profile information, there was no photo, there was no completed bio. And they just skipped over that agent and they went to search for somebody else. So you need to think about that. It's not just the consumer, it's also agents who have the potential to send you a referral. So make sure that your photo is updated, that you've got a friendly smile, that you have a completed bio. If in your bio you have links, make sure that they work and ensure that they see you in a professional capacity, often on social media. Now, local knowledge is very important because they want agents with depth in their knowledge of the local market. That includes neighborhood trends, property values, and just the overall real estate landscape. And this is where sharing where you serve and what you specialize in is so critical. And then reputation, right? Referrals are very, very important. So make no mistake, even agents are looking to see what others say about you when they have the opportunity to work with you. So make sure that you're scooping up those 5-star reviews, so important. Also, marketing skills. When referring agents, look for agents. They look for those who have strong marketing strategy, whether it's property or personal branding. And then tech savviness. This is important too because agents who leverage technology may be more attractive to those considering referrals. So think about how you can highlight your use of technology regularly. And then leadership roles. This is actually very important. We have a lot of exit associates who serve on local, state, or national boards. They have a broad network base. And serving requires someone who's organized, a person who believes in giving back, and they're dependable. So the industry loves to give referrals to those individuals who serve in a capacity of a leadership role. Now for your clients, I want to share with you a story. I did a video recording with consumers, and it was basically research with consumers. And this was many years ago. And I asked different questions. For example, I had a professional film crew with me. We had a microphone. We went by a Starbucks in Phoenix, Arizona, and I just had a few questions to ask consumers. And when they answered all of our questions, I gave them a Starbucks gift card. And it was just a handful of questions, and I let them know the information I'm gathering is for real estate agents. It's for training, so they were happy to oblige. So the first question I asked was, how did you start your search to find the right agent? And you might be surprised with many of their answers, but primarily they said the internet and their friends. And then my next question was, how was the experience? And they said, great. So I thought that was great. Only a couple people said that it was not a great experience. So the majority really had a great experience. And then my third question was, what was your agent's name? And you're going to not even be surprised, but they couldn't even recall what their agent's name was. That's a problem, don't you think? So they had a great experience, but they couldn't remember their agent's name. One of my final questions I asked them was, do they still keep in touch with their agent? And of course, the answer was no. And then one thing that I didn't want to walk away with not asking was, what would you prefer? Like, what would you prefer for agents to do to stay in touch with you ongoing? And they said, just a short phone call to share how things are, because don't you become friends with a lot of the people that you are listing their home, or you're helping them buy a home, you're helping them invest, like you spend a good amount of time and then you end up becoming friends. So imagine what that's like if you stop engaging with that particular person, right? You kind of lose a friendship. So make sure that you're staying connected. But I thought it was interesting that they said, you know what, just a short call to just help understand, give me an update, what's going on? Because your consumer, your client, they see a lot of things going on in the news. They read a lot of information about what's going on in the market, but I'm pretty sure that they would rather hear from you. How are you doing? Because they do often they do consider you a very close friend. Another thing that they would prefer is just a card. Could be a birthday card, just a seasonal card, a simple note, just acknowledging, hoping things are well. So regular connection is very important with your clients, and that's part of your brand, as is just making it easy for them to refer business to you. One way that you can do that is when you're staying connected, they're not going to have to hunt for your contact information to be able to tell a friend or a family member that they should do business with you. You want to make sure that that information is on the ready, whether they have a business card, whether they have your contact information on the ready. It's your job to make sure that you stay connected. It is not their job to scour the internet to find you. And also, you want to make sure that you want to be a resource to your particular contact. As you can expect, life happens, things change, whether they need to find a new job, a new place to live, whether they want to move or have to move, you want to make sure that you're a resource. And with all the information that's out there in the industry, it's helpful to have the person that will help the consumer be able to understand what's going on in the market and what's important about the market and how it's going to help them make better decisions as a buyer or a seller. Now, as we come to a close, I'm going to hop back on video. And before we end today, I want to share with you, calendar priorities, because here's what I know. Anything that you put in your calendar, whether it's an appointment with a buyer or a seller, it's going to get done. If you're going to an event, a training, anything that gets put into your calendar is likely going to get done. So what I encourage you to do is calendar some priorities with respect to your branding so that you're never scrambling. You're never sitting back saying, wow, I haven't updated my branding in years. Instead, you want to stay on the bleeding edge. So I want to give you some dates to put in your calendar. So, and I've separated this in various categories. So annually, okay? These are things that you want to make sure that you schedule once a year. So depending on when you're watching this particular Techinar, today, put in today's date, and then a year from now, I want you to make sure that you schedule yourself an important appointment with yourself annually to take a look at your designations that you've perhaps completed during the year's course? What about leadership roles? Are you participating in any leadership roles that you should include in your annual update? And then of course your profile photo. I just did this, and it's important to update your photo regularly. Annually is a great place because sometimes we get glasses, right? And sometimes we change our hairstyle or the hair color. You want to make sure that when people see you in person, it's exactly what they're going to get. There's also semi-annually. Now I look at this as like every 6 months. And when I think of awards, just like we do, we have our annual convention in October, but there's also regional awards throughout the year as well. So the reason why I indicated semi-annually is because awards, you could be receiving a very special award and you want to make sure that you add that to your bio. Awards are important. It shows the industry and your consumer that you are continuing to excel in what you love doing, serving clients. Another is the areas that you serve. Now, this is a common, opportunity because, as you can imagine, depending on the market and the area that you serve, sometimes expanding to other areas surrounding where you typically do business is needed. So make sure that you add those areas that you serve semi-annually. So whatever date you're watching this Techinar, I want you to make sure that you include 6 months from now and then recurring 6 months until forever. Just like your annual appointment with yourself, you want to make sure that you're including any awards or adding areas that you're now serving. And then on demand, okay, this is really important because it's not just monthly, it's not annually or semi-annually, it's really on demand. So when you get that 5-star review, you want to make sure that you are highlighting that 5-star review. Share with your audiences that you just generated another 5-star review, that someone else had a great experience with you and you wanted to share that. Trust me when I tell you that people do pay attention when you get 5-star reviews. They're going to comment, they're going to like, or they're just going to see that others really do enjoy working with you. And if they're considering making a move with you is a really good choice. Also, knowledge, okay? I know that you go to office trainings regularly, or at least I hope you do. Every time that you go to an office meeting or you attend an event, you are learning something, I can assure you, because you walk away taking a ton of notes, right? It is so important that you share on demand anytime that you're learning something. And if you say, but Annette, that's like once a week, okay, that's amazing, by the way. But one little nugget that you learned, you can talk about it on social media. You can do a video that just says, hey, I just wanted to take a minute to tell you that I was attending a training and I learned a very important piece of information. Maybe it was about making sure that your profile so that other agents from other areas can, you'll be more likely to be the person referred because you're engaging in it, because you've explained your areas of expertise, or you're showcasing how you market, or you showcase your use of technology, okay? Share what you're learning. First of all, it's great to share because others benefit too. But it also reminds your consumer that you are constantly evolving as a professional so that you can do the best job possibly, right? For your next buyer or seller or investor. That's a great thing. So don't keep your knowledge a secret, okay? On demand, regularly. If it's once a week, good on you. Share what you're learning because others can benefit, but others see that you're constantly growing. And then in the end, like here at the bottom, I put monthly. I want you to remember and put in your calendar that every 4th Wednesday of the month, right here, Exit Realty Corp International puts together a Techinar. So it's a webinar about technology, Techinar. And there's always something that you're going to learn in a Techinar when you attend. And we would love it for you to stay connected with us so that you can attend all of our Techinars as well. Now, what I wanted to make sure to do is I wanted to connect with you. So, I would love, if you wouldn't mind, I would love for you to share your bio with me so that I can give you some tips. I would love to have the opportunity to review what you're doing, maybe give you some pointers. You might not have anything to change, but I would love the opportunity to see it. I want to be a resource to you. So what I did was I included my text code. So when you text engage to 85377, you'll get all the ways that you can connect with me. When you click on my mobile business card, you'll see where you can email me. So just click on email me, send me your bio. I would love to help. Also, I want to know, what did you hear today? that will impress you to make a difference, make a change in your bio or in your branding. I would love to know, what did you hear today that's going to make a difference in your branding? Because that's important to me. Also, like I expressed, I just want to be a resource. That's very important. I also included three other things. First, join exitrealty.com. Get to know us a little bit better, especially for those who are new to our Techinars. And then, of course, we have real estate industry leaders. This is our corporate blog. There's so many great stories of how our exit associates are changing lives. And if you're not familiar with them, we would really love for you to just dive in, read some of our great stories. Also, we have our handle on Facebook, so Exit Realty Corp International. Connect with us, follow us, comment, make sure that you are staying connected because we're on the move and we want to make sure you are too. We're including great Techinars for the rest of the year of 2024, and we want you to be part of that. Hope you also pick up the tips on the tip sheet that we're going to send you. It's 7 pages. So there's going to be lots of great resources that you can pull from this so that you can make your bio the best it could possibly be, because you deserve to work with as many clients this year as possible. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for spending part of it with us. Take care.